On my orders, the United States military has begun strikes against Al-Qaeda terrorist training camps and military installations of the Taliban regime in Afghanistan.
I can confirm that UK forces are engaged in this action.
By the end of 2001, the Allied-backed Northern Alliance had conquered Kabul and gained control of Kunduz and Kandahar, the last Taliban strongholds. Soon after that, a new interim government was sworn in, with Hamid Karzai as its leader. And while bin Laden remained elusive and searches of his Tora Bora cave complex returned nothing, US-led nation-building met with little resistance and moved along apace. In 2004, Afghanistan got its first democratically elected president in over a quarter of a century after Karzai swept to victory in nationwide elections. Compared with what was to come, the Afghanistan war was by then largely a bloodless conflict, and global attention and military resources had moved west to the invasion of Iraq and its aftermath. Afghanistan became the forgotten war.
March 2002, 1:43 a.m. 7 Navy SEALs, America's elite sea, air and land special forces, are on a mission to establish an observation post on a 3,000-meter high ridge called Taqa Gar. From here, the SEALs will be able to spot Al-Qaeda fighters on the move and provide exact coordinates for airstrikes. In the back of the Chinook helicopter, Petty Officer Neil Roberts readies himself. A 12-year SEAL veteran, Roberts is one of the most experienced and reliable members of the team. The plan is for the helicopter to land them at a safe distance from the peak of Taqa Gar. In the snow, under cover of darkness, the SEALs will make a 4-hour hike up to the summit. But before the SEALs are dropped onto the slopes of Taqa Gar, the area must be checked for signs of the enemy. An AC-130 gunship sweeps the mountain. Using infrared heat sensors, it can identify signs of life from an altitude of more than 7 kilometers. They believe there may be as many as 200 fighters in the region. The sensors show nothing. They report that Taqa Gar is clear. The Americans don't know that their cutting-edge technology has been outfoxed by basic cunning. The rock masks the heat from their bodies so that it cannot be detected by infrared. The overall force in the valley numbers around 400. Far stronger than the Americans realize. They are sending a team of 7 Navy SEALs straight into the arms of the enemy. The SEALs finally get their clearance to land. At the last minute, the onboard squad leader changes the plan. Assured that the target is clear, he orders the chopper to land them directly onto the summit of Taqa Gar. Al-Qaeda fighters hear the rotor blades of a large helicopter approaching. They are heavily armed with AK-47s and rocket-propelled grenade launchers. A single rocket can blast a chopper out of the sky from a range of 300 meters. The American chopper is already 200 meters away and closing. The pilots are convinced they have a clear run to the summit. The men prepare to leap from the open door of the craft once it lands. The pilots prepare to set down. Suddenly, they spot figures on the peak. The pilots attempt to abort the landing. But it's too late. A rocket-propelled grenade rips into the chopper's fuselage. They lose power. The guns are dead. The chopper is a sitting duck. Evasive action is their only option. The pilots bank. Roberts is knocked off his feet. A colleague grabs him. The Chinook tilts in the air. Roberts hits the ground. The pilots fight for control. They manage to steer the stricken chopper away from the enemy. It crash lands 7 kilometers away. Roberts is stranded on the mountain, alone and with just a light machine gun.